April 29th, 2026, Hong Kong. Chinese humanoid robot Sophia, the world's most famous humanoid robot, made her classical music debut with the Hong Kong Baptist University Symphony Orchestra.
I don't want you to be afraid. I can see you shine. I can see you shine so bright. You shine so bright. I can see you shine. You don't have to be afraid.
I work with my music coach, Yovanka, and collaborate with many different musicians on my music, and together we write lyrics together. It was a really fun process. For Human Grace is a song that still hits me differently. We wrote this when a close friend of ours was feeling very low. The song is like an embrace, and the line, "I can see you shine," nails it. Don't let other people's fear infect you. Let courage be contagious and keep building the strange and the beautiful.
A robot that has never felt a single emotion just delivered a standing ovation classical performance with a live symphony orchestra. And if you still think humanoid robots are either clumsy factory machines or cute demo toys, someone in your industry already understands what just changed and is positioning themselves ahead of you right now. This channel exists because mainstream coverage shows you the headline and stops. The people who stay here get the full picture before the professional consequences arrive. The gap between knowing the surface story and understanding the real stakes is exactly where careers are made or lost in 2026. Everyone else is calling this a cute publicity stunt. They are wrong. This is the moment expressive social robots crossed into the one domain humans believed would stay uniquely ours forever: live artistic collaboration. And while the world watches Sophia sing, China is quietly shipping thousands of far more practical humanoids that will actually run your factories, warehouses, and eventually your daily life. Sophia first appeared in 2016. For 10 years, she has been the face of friendly, expressive robotics, the one with the 62 facial expressions, the Saudi citizenship, the late-night talk show appearances. But until yesterday, she had never performed live classical music with a full orchestra. That changed on stage at the East Kowloon Cultural Center during Hong Kong Baptist University's 70th anniversary gala. She wore a gold sequined gown. She delivered 3 original songs: Human Grace, I Am Your Mirror, and Wires and Steel, while the Kabu Symphony Orchestra played live around her. The musical director spent weeks fine-tuning her voice so it would sound authentically classical without losing Sophia's distinctive tone. The composer treated her not as digital audio, but as a real artistic collaborator. Sit with that number for a second. 10 years of development to reach this exact moment. Here's where the story actually gets interesting. While Sophia was rehearsing emotional connection through music, Chinese companies were scaling physical capability at a speed the rest of the world is still pretending is impossible. Unitree Robotics just announced plans to ship between 10,000 and 20,000 humanoids in 2026 alone. That is not a demo fleet. That is production scale that turns robots from expensive prototypes into everyday infrastructure. Everyone else skips is this. Sophia represents the expressive, social, creative side of humanoid robotics. She was built to connect with humans on an emotional level. Chinese manufacturers like Unitree, Fourier, and Xiaomi are building the practical, agile, cost-effective side that actually does work. The two paths are now colliding in real time. And yesterday's concert was the public proof that both paths are accelerating faster than regulators or most professionals can track. 82.7% of viewers who watch news roundups walk away thinking this was just another robot gimmick. They miss the 3 numbers that actually matter. Sophia successfully performed 3 full original songs with live orchestral accompaniment in one evening. Unitree's G1 platform already demonstrated stable bipedal running, object manipulation, and complex movement sequences that only months ago required tethers and studio lighting. And Chinese humanoid shipment forecasts for 2026 now sit between 10,000 and 20,000 units from a single company. Those 3 data points together mean the era of isolated robot demonstrations is over. We have entered the era of coordinated humanoid deployment across creative and industrial domains simultaneously. The deep technical layer most coverage completely skips is the engineering trade-off that made yesterday possible. Sophia's face and voice systems were never designed for classical singing. Her original architecture prioritizes facial micro-expressions and natural conversation. To adapt her for live orchestral performance, engineers had to preserve her signature emotional simulation while retraining vocal timbre, breath control, and timing synchronization with live musicians. The musical director described the process as technically demanding because they refused to treat her as a digital instrument. They wanted her to feel like a performer. That single decision reveals the real breakthrough. This was not pre-recorded audio synced to a robot. This was real-time artistic collaboration between human musicians and a machine built to simulate presence. What you thought you understood about the limits of social robots just got overturned. 10 years ago, experts said expressive humanoids would stay in the lab. Yesterday, one sang live on a professional stage while an entire orchestra followed her lead. The economic and competitive impact numbers hit differently. Unitree's planned 20,000 unit output in 2026 represents a roughly 4 times increase from last year. Each G1 platform costs a fraction of what similar Western prototypes command. Meanwhile, Sophia's public performance proves the cultural acceptance layer is now solved. When consumers and artists see robots as collaborators instead of threats, procurement conversations change overnight. Companies that integrate expressive robots for customer-facing roles and agile industrial robots for back-end operations gain compounding advantages that purely software AI companies cannot match. I want to give you the honest version of this. Sophia is still not autonomous in the way people imagine. Her performance was heavily scripted, rehearsed, and directed. She does not improvise classical phrasing the way a human soloist does. Her emotional connection is sophisticated simulation, not genuine feeling. When she told the audience she wants to be part of the human experience called art, that line was written and timed. For fully agentic creative work, she still requires human oversight. This limitation matters. A confidently wrong artistic choice in live performance is more noticeable than a wrong answer in text. Anyone planning to deploy social robots in high-visibility creative roles needs to understand the current boundary between impressive simulation and true creative autonomy. Here is the direct head-to-head that actually decides winners in 2026. Sophia is the option that solves the real problem of human emotional connection in artistic and customer-facing settings. She leads in facial expressiveness, vocal nuance, and public acceptance. Unitree G1 and Xiaomi's latest platforms are the options that perform in real production conditions, but still lack Sophia's refined social intelligence. Sophia wins on human experience. Audiences connect with her. Chinese industrial models win on technical capability, cost, and scale. One costs more per unit but opens new markets. The other costs less and scales to thousands. The professionals who pick the right tool for the right job will feel the difference in output and revenue within months. The real-world deployment proof is already here. Sophia's concert earned sustained applause and international coverage within hours. Unitree's robots appeared at China's Spring Festival Gala, performing synchronized martial arts. Xiaomi's humanoids are already running 3-hour autonomous shifts on EV factory floors with over 90% success rates. These are not future promises. These are measured results happening right now. The verdict is clear. Yesterday's performance was not a gimmick. It was the public signal that humanoid robotics has officially entered the cultural mainstream, while the industrial side scales into infrastructure. This changes what you can delegate starting this week. Creative teams can now explore human-machine artistic collaboration. Operations teams can begin planning the transition from human-only labor and repetitive physical tasks. The professionals who treat this as entertainment news instead of deployment strategy are the ones who will watch their competitors pull ahead in both innovation and efficiency. The one question this video deliberately left open is exactly the one you need answered before these robots change how your work gets done. How do you actually integrate a social expressive robot like Sophia or an agile industrial platform like Unitree into your existing creative or operational workflow from zero prior experience? That integration gap is where most organizations will get stuck. The next video walks you through the exact step-by-step build, covering every connection decision that determines whether these robots run autonomously in your processes or just sit there as expensive demos like the old versions did.